Welcome, welcome everybody, and a happy new month, the 2nd of October. Let's go on. Let's work it. Welcome to this info session, Sky World Community Info Session. My name is Kaat Jacobs. I am the communication manager of the Sky World Community Platform. I got in contact with the platform in 2017. And introduced by an engineer, and he told me all about the technology, and I was blown away. So I started telling the people, come on, we need to do something for our environment, we need to do something for the next generations. And afterwards, I also found out that you can have some really financial benefits, and I will talk to you all about it. Then they introduced me, they invite me to the coaching course, the Leaders Team coaching course that was 1 year in every month in another country with 130 people from all over the world. You can see the picture down here. And I was chosen as one of the 3 leaders of the Leaders Team. And that's why they asked me, the board members asked me to become the communication manager. Who are the board members? Well, we have 5 board members. Evgeny Kudryshov, he's the financial director. Irina Volkova, she's an engineer, and she's taking care of the people who are the communicators of all the different countries. Then we have Frantik Solar. He's a businessman, and he is communicating with a lot of countries for big projects, but also he's communicating with the top leaders of the partner plan. And then we have Dr. Maslov. He's a lawyer, our lawyer. He's the one who I ask many difficult questions. And he's always answering. That's wonderful. And he should know, yeah, he's a lawyer. So, and he's also a doctor in economics. And he's also, together with František, always on the road to find new projects and connect with countries. And then the last one, the youngest of them all, that is Alexei Shudroyev, and he's also an engineer. And this man is into blockchain technologies, so he's into the special ways to get leads to the partners, and so on and so on and so on. Maslov and Dr. Maslov and Mr. Alexei, they give webinars every month, and they are translated into English, put in our back office. So if you want to know the latest news, always follow that in our back office with the news, so that you know. So what is Sky World Community Platform? What is it? It is a crowdfunding platform, and we're the fund of Unitsky string technology. And Unitsky string technology is the technology that we are putting in the world. What do we offer? We offer a convertible loan. You can have 2 choices. You can have your money back after 3 years with 4% interest, or you can become a co-owner of Unitsky string technology and get dividend shares. So a lot of people, they are participants. That means they are co-owners. They choose for the dividend shares. Then you have people who are active in the partner plan, who help to spread the news to the world. And then you have people like me, who are co-owners and helping the world waking up to this huge opportunity. And you see this here, this is a copy of a beautiful certification if you become a co-owner of the technology. So what is this technology all about? Why do we put so much time and effort in this technology? Well, it is an innovative transportation system that is driving above the ground. So no traffic jam, ladies and gentlemen. No traffic jam. This is highly developed. There's space engineering in here. So no pollution. And then we can build anywhere. This technology can build on all remote areas. And remember, it's ecological. And we all know that nature is it gives us challenges in the current transportation systems. And we also made a mess of it. We have to admit, this is what we created as humans. And there is a hustle-free, clean solution for all, passenger and cargo. So people say, yeah, but there are many solutions. Yes, there are many solutions, but I know because I was in the meetings of one of the biggest harbors in the world in Antwerp, in my home country, Belgium. I attended these meetings and they told us they had big problems and they didn't find any solutions the last 12 years. 12 years, yes. So are there other solutions? No, there are a lot of designs, there are a lot of good projects, but there are a lot of disadvantages, and I will tell you all about it. So what does Unitsky string technology offers? Well, you can see here 14 models. We started with the Unibike and the Unibus. That was the whole plan. And then there was a bigger demand, bigger vehicles that could stand high temperatures, low temperatures, sand, cargo, and container. That was the last one. And this one can go up to 600 kilometers an hour. Isn't that amazing? And you see here the smallest of them all. This can be built anywhere, any remote area, anywhere. So this one, these two, these are real pictures. That was actually the plan. And it got bigger. And, you know, cars and trucks and, you know, cargo and all the stuff had also a demand. And then the Uniwind, the smallest of them all. And now let me tell you something. This is a drone without a person, so it can be directed from the ground. And this is a drone that can lift up 1 ton. 1 ton. I saw it myself. This is a personal picture. It's amazing. It looks like a helicopter, but it's not. And so this anchor that you see here, it can lift it up and place it anywhere. The only thing that needs to be done is that there are people in these places to put the anchors in the ground. So we don't have to destroy nature to get these anchors to their place. So can you imagine what an advantage this is? And this is also a patent of our CEO. It's a design of him. The CEO is thinking about nature all the time, improving nature all the time. So this one is the high speed. This is also a real picture. And I was sitting in it. It is amazing. It's like a VIP airplane. Yeah, it's when you sit in it, you say, okay, let's go, let's drive 600 kilometers an hour. That's not very, very slow. Can you imagine? And in these circumstances, it's wonderful and not harming nature. Don't forget it. Then the latest, while there was a pandemic in all the world, Belarus was not. And so the company kept on working, and they produced the container. And this container transportation can transport 100 tons the kilometer, and this for only $1 the kilometer. The kilometer. So very, very cheap. So think a little bit, let it sink in what for an impact this can have for all the cargo, all the material, all the food that we transport now. It's an amazing impact, yeah? You see here the system hanging on the rails. This is in Belarus, this is in Sharjah. You can see here also the engineers working on it. And it's all started with just an idea. Then we have the seaports. A lot of countries have problems to build ports, and we have the solution for it, for cargo and passengers. And remember, it is all ecological. So how does the string technology works? Why is it called string technology? Because in the body of the rail, yeah, this is the body of the rail, there are strings. These metal strings are twisted around each other so they can bear heavy load. So this rail can transport a lot of people and a lot of cargo in one time. Yeah, so that's amazing. Then this filling is not just a filling, it is a flexible concrete, also a pattern of the CEO, and it absorbs sound, plus it is flexible. That means that the rail can resist hurricanes and tsunamis and floods, yeah, earthquakes and so on. Then you see on top, this is a combination of metal, the rail head it is called, and this is a special combination, also a pattern of the CO. So when the wheel has covered with the same metal combination drives over the rail, it doesn't make any sound because there's almost no friction. And because there's almost no friction, the vehicle doesn't need a lot of energy to move on the rail, because friction uses a lot of energy to make sure that the vehicle goes forward. Yeah, so this is amazing invention. And then people say to me, Kat, but the wheel will drive off the rail. No, of course not. There is an anti-derailing system. There's a wheel at the side. You see here, this is the engine, this is the wheel, and this is the wheel at the side that keeps the main wheel on track. Yes. And this is very safe technology. You can compare it with all the others. Why? Because we are in the air. So we go above everything. So no accidents, and the vehicles are equipped with AI, so they cannot bump into each other. They are controlled by the blockchain, so no human errors. And of course, there's the anti-derailing system that I just explained to you. So it was taken care of. Safety is very, very high. So this technology is 5 times smoother and 3 times stronger. And I can tell you, I was driving in it many times, and you have to look outside to see if you are moving, because you don't feel it, you don't hear it. And you can stand up straight and you don't have to hold your hands. It's not a bumpy ride at all. And this is also because the anchors are specially anchored. They're anchored double. And you will see it later on a picture. How many rails are there? There are 3 sort of rails. You have the flexible rail, and between this anchor and this anchor, there can be 5 kilometers. So that's quite a distance, yeah? So you can overcome waters or hills, yeah, or connect hills with each other. There's a lot of possibilities. This is especially for remote areas. Then you have the rigid one. This one can bear very, very heavy load. This is double. So you can transport people and you can transport cargo or the fast lane. For example, in between 2 cities, 2 major cities, or from a city to an airport or a station. Yeah. And then this one, this you can compare with a train and a tram and a metro, but then in the air. And I can tell you the views are wonderful. So it's a joy to ride in them. Then you see here how the inside of the rails look like. You see again the strings, and you can see the flexible concrete. You can see here the strings and the flexible concrete. strings and a flexible concrete. Yeah, so it is an amazing invention. You have here the heart of the technology. This is also a pattern of the CEO. This is a special motor. This motor can drive on any environment-friendly fuels. Pardon me. You see here the wheel, the metal wheel, and you see a three-dimensional example of a rail. So if this wheel goes on this rail, it doesn't make sound because there's almost no friction. And of course, we can transport other things that are necessary next to the rail or underneath the rail. What are the advantages? Well, why is it so innovative? Why is it so different from all the other technologies? Let me explain it to you. We have a normal car here, and the expression of aerodynamics is expressed in Cx. So the Cx of a car is 0.4. The disadvantage of a car is that the air gets trapped underneath the vehicle and it swirls at the back. And it pulls the car a little bit backwards. So the car needs extra fuel to go forward. We are in the air, so that means the vehicle is free. So the air can move around. It's not trapped. And the Cx is 0.6. That's amazing. If this vehicle passes you by, you cannot feel it, you cannot hear it, and the leaves on the trees will not move. And then compare it with a Formula One car that everybody thinks that these are the fastest one. You see here, the Cx is 0.2, but this car has the same problem like a normal car. The air gets trapped underneath and it pulls the car back. So it needs extra fuel. Yeah, and that's a big disadvantage of the current transportation. So let's compare the other things. The cost. Our cost is very, very low. So to build it is amazingly low. Then the operation cost, that means the maintenance, is also very, very low because Nitsky thought about everything. The CEO thought about everything. Then the energy consumption, I told you now, because of the aerodynamics and almost no friction on the rail, the energy consumption is way, way low. And then the capacity is, boom, very high. Yes, capacity is amazingly high. And then the last two that I think is most important is the environment pollution is super, super low. And then the accident rates are also super low. Yeah, no people get harmed anymore. But Kat, there are other technologies. Yes, there are other technologies. Let's compare. They are all ecological friendly. Yeah, you have the monorail, the magnetic levitation, the hyperloop, all eco-friendly. Thank God. They're all safe. Well, the hyperloop medium, but still they're safe. But then, let it sink in, they all need a flat ground. What do we need to have a flat ground before you start building? It takes a lot of time, a lot of hassle, a lot of money, a lot of energy to get the ground flat before you can build. And we can skip that. We just need small places for the anchors and that's it. So we can build anywhere. Yeah, because the Hyperloop goes 1,200 kilometers. Time is money. Yeah, but see the price, 100 million or more the kilometer. Now see the price of Skyway for a double rail, 8 million the kilometers, and from a single rail, 3 million the kilometers. What a difference. What do you think your country would choose? And then see this. A normal train track costs 22 million the kilometer, normal train track. So next time you sit in the train, every kilometer you think, 22 million, 22 million, yeah? So because we don't know, because we use it and we don't know it, but once you know it, you get, wow, you are surprised, yeah? So Skyway is quite cheap, yeah, very cheap to build. So who is this CEO? Who is this designer? Who is this person who invented it? Let me introduce you to Anatoly Unitsky Eduardovich. This man is a genius. I met him several times. I spoke with him 1.5 hours. I could ask him any question. I asked many questions, you can imagine. And yeah, this man, his brain works different. He's a genius. 40 years ago, he started with this technology. And well, it's here in the world. When he was 6 years old, he had a revelation. He had I don't know how you say it, but he had an revelation of God, and he had this idea that he would change the technology in this world. And this man wrote 20 books, 200 scientific papers, and he has 150 inventions on his name. So if he was an actor, he would be world famous. But in the science world and the technology world, he is world famous. You can see him here proudly putting a certificate in the air, because the transportation is approved on safety in the Arab countries, yeah, in the Middle East. And that was the last step we need to take. So he's very proudly put it in the air. Like we won, yes, one step again to success. And let me show you what this man did. I was in the museum. There's a museum in Belarus and in one of the test parks. And there are all his designs. I have many pictures of them, but here are some pictures. And 40 years of his life, he designed and designed and designed. And then this was his first test vehicle. This is still alive. It is still there. It is renovated and is in the test park of Belarus. This is his latest design, and that is Sky Space. And that is not just an idea. He has already engineers working on it. He wants to take all the factories into space, out of this planet, so we keep a green planet. Isn't that amazing? So he is backed by his wife, Nadezhda. She's also an engineer, so she knows what's going on, but she's good in business and she's doing a very good job. You can see her with a certificate. She won, but she can focus on the business and he can focus on the technology and create his vision that he had when he was 6 years old. Here, these are the latest pictures, and I told you I was introduced by an engineer with this technology many years ago. This is Mr. Vladi Volkov. You can see here Mr. František. You can see here Dr. Maslov and our CEO. Then the three guys again with Nadezhda, the wife of Unitsky. And here the all three are proudly standing in front of our big building in Minsk, Belarus. These are lovely pictures of two very big investors of Vietnam. They went to the test park of Sharjah and they met the CEO. That is an exception. And let me show you some patents. Unitsky has patents from all over the world. And he went all over the world with this technology. And you see me here explaining to two people of my home country They were from the local, the National Railroad company, explaining all the problems the country has with the transportation. And he gives solutions. He just gives solutions. And these are all real pictures, yeah? So the result of all our hard work of all these years is we have more than 600 employees working for the company. We have a big, huge building. And you can see inside here the building. It's 9 stories high. It's from us, not from the bank. And then we have our factory. We started with this building. Then we had to build bigger and bigger. And this is all ours also. It's not from the banks. You can see here inside, in front of the tropical vehicle that can stand very high temperature. And sand can be very, very destructive for technology. And you see here a vehicle that can stand very cold temperatures. Then people ask me, yeah, okay, but it's all made of glass. How can it be safe? And then I have to reply, this is not just glass. This is also a pattern of our CEO. And there can be a very, very sharp projectile bumping into this glass, and it will not break. So yes, it is all very safe and thought of. So don't worry, it is very safe. So what else did we accomplish? This is a test park in Marina Gorka. This is 150 kilometers from Minsk, the main capital of Belarus. Belarus is an independent country between Russia and Europe. Yeah, look it up on the map. It's an independent country. So this is in Marina Gorka. I've been there twice. And let me let these people in. And then you see here the eco house. This is a self-sufficient house, completely made out of wood, that's standing there. There it is, in front of a pond with real fishes in it. And this is fruit trees, and there's even a greenhouse there. And there are 7 tracks, test tracks, where they test the tracks, the vehicles, and so on. And why is there the pond and why is there the fruit and the vegetables? Because Unitsky wants to show the people, the delegates who come from all over the world, that we have such a green technology that when they are invited, they get fish out of our own pond and they get fruit and vegetables from our own gardens. So it's a statement, yeah? Okay. So this is a vehicle without the lid on, testing it in one of the stations in Belarus, yeah? Then we have another test park that is special for the Asian countries in the Middle East. And this is in an innovative park in Sharjah. Sharjah is the university city of the United Arab Emirates. It's next to Dubai. And here you have the eco house again, yeah, a different one with an inside garden. And you can see here Unitsky negotiating with the designers of the park. You see the CEO of the park showing the vehicles to delegates from other countries. Here you have other pictures, the CEO again, keeping a close eye to every step they make. And the beautiful eco house in the inside garden. You see here a big billboard in front of the test park. And this is a picture. I'm here somewhere in the back. Very hot day, but it was a very special day. It was, we celebrated the first anchor in the ground in Sharjah. So the leaders team was invited, and we could all see the first anchor standing there, not even finished. You can see it, it was not even finished, but it was a big day for us. We did one big step again. Yeah. And here you have some beautiful pictures of Sharjah. People ask me, where is it? Where is this test park? Well, look at this, make a screenshot, and you can find it in, yeah, on the map. You can go there. If you go to Dubai, it's not so far from Dubai. It's the next emirate. And you can go there. It's open for public now, because before the Expo 20 was opened, they had some work done there, but now during the Expo it is open. And if you go to the Expo, you can also visit the test park. Yeah. And then some more beautiful pictures of Sharjah, the CEO showing us all the stations where the vehicles will pass. And then some delegates checking the vehicles, having a drive. Here there's, this is an example of the contracts that will be finished. Yeah, this is Dubai International Airport, this Al Maktoum International Airport, and this is a harbor. So there will be a connection between two big airports and harbors. And this is also for traffic for cargo and people. Yeah. So the United Arab Emirates will be the first who will enjoy our technology. You see here the ruler of Dubai with his son standing in front of the camera, very fond of the technology. It is called Skypod there. You see the vehicle in the back. There are many pictures, and we also were a part of the World Government Summit in 2019, but also in 2021, 2 weeks ago. And the world knows now about the technology, and a lot of countries see it as an outcome of their problems. And yes, there were a lot of delegates already visiting the two test parks in Belarus and in Sharjah. And we were all over the news. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on. In blogs, in newspapers, in YouTube channels, you name it, we were everywhere. See, this is a newspaper of Nigeria. This is a colleague, he's fighting to get the first track in Nigeria. And then we were on Fox News and CNN Business. And then we had a tsunami of emails and phone calls. So yes, the world knows about us now. Also, two members of our board, Mr. František and Dr. Maslov, they went to Vietnam. They had to stay 1 month in quarantine, but they did it 1 month in a small hotel room on the 18th store in a big hotel. Couldn't leave the room. They stayed there for 1 month to visit the president, and they did. So they visit the president because the president is very fond of the technology, and he wrote, he got in contact with the technology through a magazine, and this is a scientific magazine in Vietnam, very well known, and that's how he got in contact with it. So he invited the board members over to explain what this was all about, because he was also amazed by it, like so many people. Then the outcome is this: 3 tracks, one 25 kilometers, one 15 kilometers, and one 9.5 kilometers. And yeah, Unitsky's idea is building first tracks and then connect them with each other. So, and the good news is for the people who are using the traffic, using the, sorry, traffic, the vehicles, it is quite cheap because the cost is so low that it's also very cheap for the people to use it. I forget to say that every time, but it's also very important. So it's not only fast, ecological, safe, but it's also very cheap to use for us. So that's good news, yes? And yes, the Expo 2020 that was opened 2 days ago. It was an amazing opening story. Like, yeah, it was beautifully done. And we are a part of that. This is our maquette. This is a tower and another tower connecting with the double rail and the single rail. You can see the vehicles hanging on here. And the vehicles drive in and through. So this is an example for a smart city. In these towers, there can be apartments, but there can also be a shopping center or whatever you want to put in there. So yes, we are a part of the Expo 2020. And yeah, the first commercial project will be built in the Middle East. They are the first. And we will build in Sharjah another track that is 40 meters high and 2.5 kilometers long, and it will be finished in November. So people ask me, Kat, how many countries are having a contract now and negotiating for a contract? Well, there is Vietnam. Vietnam is doing very good. They signed a memorandum of understanding. Then Unitsky is going to Finland, and not only to visit the company who makes this special combination of metal for him, but also to have some business deals with corporations. And we don't know yet. He doesn't put his cards on the table, of course. Then we have Bulgaria, we have Peru, we have Slovakia, we have Estonia, and Georgia also doing very good with pilot projects, the starting up and signing memorandums of understanding. I know there are a lot of countries. One of the board members told me 11 countries are negotiating to have the technology built. Isn't that great news? Okay, so where are we? Where are we now? We had 15 stages in this financial plan. We started in 2014 with zero, nothing. Yeah, nothing. And every stage, first stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage, fifth stage, we bought something new, we developed something new. Yeah, there were more vehicles every time. And when there was stage 8, the risk was gone. Why? Because now we have enough assets. If something happens, the company can pay back the investors. Yeah, and we are now in 14.2. 14 was split up in 2, and we are in 14.2. So just a little step, one little step, and we are in stage 15. And people ask me, how long will that take, Kat? Well, that depends if there will be one big investor like the one who bought stage 11, that was bought in one time, then it goes very quick. So if you consider to take part of this technology and become a co-owner, don't wait too long. And yes, we have offers for all levels of society. The smallest package is $50. You can have 800 shares. And you can pay off between 5 and 10 months. And we have more than 400,000 investors from all levels of society. And here are some packages. You can see here, for example, the package of $1,000 gives you 28,000 shares. If you start with a double payment, you get 1,000 shares on top. If you are very quick and pay within 7 days, verify and pay within 7 days, you get 10% shares on top. The shares, if you buy this package, the shares are 0.04 each, so it's quite very cheap. You pay off 5 months, 200 a month, but there's more. You have the package pay in one time, and I told you $50, 800 shares. Yeah, pay in one time, and one share costs you 0.06. The more you buy, the cheaper it gets, of course. People ask me, how much does one share cost? Well, between 0.06 and 0.02. Yeah, it's very cheap still because we're in the pre-IPO. But we had from yesterday till the 14th of October, we have the Expo Limited, the 1,200 and the 600. So you can buy it in one time or you can pay it off. Yes, so you can see here in 6 months, you pay off $100, you get 36,000 shares. So that's a discount of 60. So that means for $1, you get 60 shares. If you pay it off in one time, you get for $1, 70 shares. So you get 42,000 shares, but that is in one time. Yeah. And then I have to give a warning. The payoff installments are every month on time. Yeah, every month, for example, every month you have to pay the 3rd of the month. Then if you pay the 4th of the month, the installment stops, and it stops where you paid the last time. So for example, if you paid 1, 2, 3, 4 months and you're too late for the 5th month, you get 10,000 shares. Yeah, you don't get the full discount. And these numbers are the discount. That means for $1, 22 shares, for $1, 23 shares, for $1, 24 shares, for $1, 25, 26. And then if you do the last payment on time, you get the whole package. Yeah, you get 60 for $1. And then you have 36,000 shares. Yes. If there is still explanation necessary, I will come back to it. We can have, after the info session, I will give you a chance to ask many questions. Then we have the package of 1,200. So the discount is 80 if you pay in one time, and it's 70 if you pay off again 6 months, $200. You get 84,000 shares, or you get 96,000 shares. So this is very, very good. And it lasts till 14th of this month. So it's 12 days. And how do you get this? Oh, and here's still the same. Yeah. If you do the payment and you forget the payment, you stop here. You have 30,000 for 5 payments, but you don't have the full. Yeah, so make sure you're on time. So you see till the 14th of October, and you see here the discounts. Yeah, explanation again. Okay, I have to go back. So I have to explain to you how it works. Not everybody has this promotion in their back office. Well, this promotion was specially made for people who worked very hard. There was a competition, and the people who won. So you could win bronze, you could win silver and gold. That meant that you can go to Dubai. You can visit the test park, you can visit the expo, but you also got a big discount on shares. And the board members made it like this, that the people who won can give unlimited packages away. So if there are people in your downline, you won, and if there are people in your downline who want to buy also these promo packages, and that would be very wise, then you can share your coupons in your downline. So the people who won, they not only won very good promo, but they can also share it with their downlines and give presents away. So what is it all about? These are dividend units. Units, they are called units because the moment we go on the stock market, it is called dividends, but now it is called units. That's just the name, yeah? It doesn't change anything. If you have these in your possession, you will get as soon as the company makes profit. As soon as the company makes profit, we will have dividends. We do not have to go on the stock market to get dividends. Please keep that in mind and tell all the people you talk to, because if people hear the word shares, they think about stock markets. So we don't have to go on the stock market to get shares, dividends, yeah? We do not have to go on the stock market. Where will the dividend be sent to? If the company makes profit, company will take 20% of the profit and divides it among the shareholders. Where will it be sent to, the money? It will be sent to a special bank account on a special bank specialized in shares. Yeah. If the fiat money is still alive. If that is not the case, then it will become crypto. Yeah, because remember, everything is moving on the blockchain. And yes, it is inherited. So if you leave this beautiful planet, your children and grandchildren can benefit also from it. Not only did you do something for their environment and their health, but you also gave them a financial future. Because Unitsky gives 100 years guarantee on the tracks. Isn't that amazing? And yes, you can sell them if there will be a cell, yeah, internal cell. There was one for people older than 75 in 2018. But remember, if you sell your shares, you will sell the chicken with the golden eggs. Then what about the stock market? Well, let me explain a little bit to you. We are now in the pre-IPO, and listen carefully because a lot of people ask me this question. So I will explain it again and again, and I'm very patient, and I know it's a little bit complicated. So we have B shares, A-class shares, so the best of the best, in other words, yeah? So the B-class shares are now very, very cheap. They're the dividend units, yeah, or dividend shares, but actually they are called units. We're in the pre-IPO. If the company has at least five commercial projects up and running, and the stock market is stable, and it is not stable at the moment, so it would be suicide to go on the stock market now. But if it would be stable, and we would go on the stock market, the normal shares, yeah, the A shares, the normal shares that you can buy and sell, and the more people want it, the higher the price. They have an impact on the value of the company. So when the stock market price goes up, the value of the company goes up, and of course the profit will go up, and then our dividend will be much more worth. Do you understand? So I will repeat it again. The B shares that is now in our possession, the co-owners have the B shares in our possession, yeah? If the A shares, the normal stock shares, will go up in price, the value of the company will go up in price, and then the value of the dividend shares will go up in price, yeah? Because the profit is more. You understand? I will answer more questions later on after the recording. So an example, Union Pacific. Union Pacific is one of the largest railroad company in the world. Yeah, the company is 150 years old. 150 years old, and they give their dividends in cash. You can see cash. This was in 2016, 0.0605. Yeah, and that is quarterly. That is quarterly, every 3 months. This is also quarterly. 2021 in July, $1.07 quarterly. So that is $4.28 for one share every year. So the more shares you own, the more you will get. So now you can do your math. This company is 150 years old. I don't promise you that you will get this amount the first years, because of course we will have to have more projects sold and started up, but after a while there can be multiple projects started to be built and worked out. So it's not one by one. We have engineers, we have designers. Uniskis can send them out to countries. So it's not one by one, it's at the same time. Yeah. Plus, this is not a luxury project. This is a project that gives a solution to a necessity. People need shelter, people need food, people need clothing, people need healthcare, and people need transportation. And our transportation is a big mess. Admit it, it's a big mess. Every transportation, cargo, think about ships, think about trains, think about people transportation, airplanes, all very polluted, long times to wait for, very expensive, and we give a solution. And so we are fast, easy to build, cheap to build, we are ecological, you name it. So why would the authorities not choose for us? So I always say, get on this rapidly growing transportation company train. Yeah. And how do you do this? The person who sends you, you give the name, email, and phone number to this person. This person will get you a back office. You can have your own back office. You log in with your email and your password that you choose yourself. Then you fill in all the necessary documents, load up the documents and fill in all the necessary information that we need to prove that you're a real person. Then your back office will be verified, and then you can become a partner, you can upload money, you can buy shares, build up a team. I mean, you can do anything. There's also on Android an app, and look for SWC. This is our logo. It is for free. You can install it. This is my phone. You can put it in English. Then you can see your shares, the money you upload. You can upload money on it. And also your team, the news, everything is on it. Yeah. And then people ask me, Kat, can you give me the official sites of the company? And here you have the official sites of the company, the YouTube channel, and also from the designer and CEO of the company. And it's amazing to follow it and to see it grow and develop. And yeah, it's wonderful. So you can make a screenshot, look at it, like it, put your comments on it. And people always, the team of Unitsky and the team of the company always replies. If you have, if you need more information, you can contact me. I'm the communication manager. You see here my WhatsApp. You see the email address. I'm responsible for India. That's why it's india@skyway.capital. This is my YouTube and my Facebook group. There are now around 10,000 people in my Facebook group, and it's fun. They ask questions and I'm glad to answer them. So find me, I will let you in, and yeah, let's connect. Important. So this was the end of the presentation. Thank you for looking. Every Saturday I will give a presentation, and next Saturday there will be a board member answering all your questions. So that will be a special edition. So let me stop the recording.